So in this lesson, of course, we talked about using can and be able to talk about ability and, of course, possibility. So we talked about this, and we used to be supposed to talk about something you're expected to do. So, for example, if the teacher says you're supposed to do your homework, this is something you're expected to do, right? This is the meaning of supposed to. And we also have to be allowed to. And when we say be allowed to, or when we say can, this means you have permission. And it's very noisy where you're staying. So you might want to build a new door maybe, or build a new room or something. Okay, so we talked about to be supposed to, be allowed to, and can, it's to show permission. So if you can do something, or if you're allowed to do it, we say can and allowed to. So you can say Ahmed is allowed to play video games after his exams. So he's allowed to do that. He can do that. We also use must and have to. We use them to say something is necessary. So you have to do something. It's not optional, right? So this means it's something you have to do. It's not a choice. It's not an option. Hello, Hisham. How are you today?
Hi, teacher. How are you? Hi.
Okay, so we're doing a quick revision, Hisham. Just a quick revision, and we'll talk about today's topic.
Still, do not start.
No, we started. We're just doing a revision.
Today revision, just revision today?
No. In every lesson, we have a very quick revision.
Okay.
5-10 minutes, just only 5-10 minutes, and then we start. So we talked about must and have to say that something is necessary. And we talked about should and ought to give advice. So if you want to give advice to someone, you can use should. For example, I can say, you should do more exercise. You should do your homework. Or you shouldn't smoke. I can also use it in the negative, of course. So we talked about this, and then we started our topic about street food. We started with the vocabulary here. We talked about this vocabulary. All of this is, of course, related to food, but this is mixed. Some of it is about ways of cooking food. Some of it is about different kinds of food. So we have fruit, we have vegetables, we have meat. And we also talked about this. We discussed some of the differences between our cuisine or our kitchen and our cooking, and compared it to other countries. So we talked about it here. And after that, we talked about Steve. Do you remember Steve, the photographer? Yeah.
Yes.
We talked about him. We talked about his traveling, and we talked about the food he likes to eat. So Steve told us about pad thai, and he also told us about burritos, and he also wrote about satay. So we talked about this. And
Doctor.
Yes.
The picture from your side, it's black. I don't know why. Maybe there is a problem in my computer or your computer. I don't know.
Can you see? You mean you can't see the book? Can you see the book?
No, I can't see the book, but your picture it's black.
Wa alaikum salam. Yeah, correct. Because I just have a blackout. There's a blackout. Not a blackout. It's a power cut. I have a power cut.
Okay.
But I'm going to just give you something. Yeah, give you something to do, and then I'm going to switch on my inverter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we talked about these different meals. Alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam.
Hi, Malak. Hi.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam.
How are you all?
Hi.
Alhamdulillah.
Malak, your connection is very poor, or maybe your earphone or speaker or something.
Okay.
Your voice is not clear.
Okay. I will try.
Okay. All right, so let me tell you about today's part, the thing we want to do today. Today we want to talk a little bit about grammar. So what we need to do is we want to analyze the different types of present simple or the different. Isha?
How are you? I am sorry, just talking with another.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here we have three different ways of talking about the present simple. Okay, so let me read them for you. So it says here we use the present continuous and we use the present simple in three different ways. Let's start with the present continuous. So you can use it to talk about something happening at the moment of speaking. So for example, I can say, I'm talking to you now, or I'm explaining this point to you now, and you are listening. So this kind of present continuous is about something happening at the moment right now. But then we have another kind of present continuous. It's something temporary happening around now, but maybe not this exact moment. Okay. And then we have present continuous for something which is changing, or some things which are changing over a period of time. So what we want to do now is we want to go back to the blog. We want to go back to Steve's blog. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to find all the present continuous sentences, and I would like you to classify them depending on how the present continuous is used. Okay, so let me change the page display. This way you can see both pages together. Okay, I'll zoom in again. Okay, maybe zoom out a little bit. Okay, so can you see the blue, all the blue sentences here?
Yes.
On the left, of course, the blue sentences. Let's zoom a little more. Okay. I just want to make sure that I can show you all of the present continuous parts together. Yeah, now all of them are here. So here, you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we have 6 different sentences. So this means these 6 different sentences are going to go in the 3 groups here, A, B, C. Do you get the idea? So this means you have 2 different sentences each. Do you get the idea? Or 2 different verb forms, because it's not really a complete sentence. But first of all, just give me a minute. I'll switch on the lights because I have a power cut, and I'll be right back, okay? But try to find them. Try to decide which is which.
Doctor, excuse me.
Yes.
Dima Basmi, before we get into the new grammar, ask Malak and other students about the question of yesterday.
What's the question of yesterday? I can't remember.
The verb pattern.
Verb pattern.
About remember.
I see. Okay.
I want to know Malak
if she can answer it or not, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, just give me a second. But the problem, that question will take a little bit of time. So maybe if we finish this exercise first, just this part, maybe for part A, after that we can do it. So let's finish the present continuous and simple, and then we have a very nice question.
Maybe, Doctor, I have confused between A and C, and C and B and C in the present continuous.
No, they're not the same.
B and C, yes, but I think there is a confuse because are temporary and happening around now, but maybe not at this exact moment.
Correct.
What's this meaning?
Yes.
This is like last lesson in present in pre-intermediate, Najat. It's the same.
Yes, it's easy.
But there's an addition. There's just an extra point. In pre-intermediate, they had only 2 points. Here we have an extra one. Okay, to answer your question, Sana, part B, when you say something is temporary and happening around now. So, for example, if I say, I'm thinking of buying a new phone. If I say this, this is something which is temporary, because if I buy a new phone, this will stop. this idea will go away, right? So if I say I'm thinking of buying a new phone, it's not the same as saying I'm talking to you now. It's not exactly the same, right? Because I'm talking to you now, this is at the moment of speaking. But if I say, I'm thinking of buying a phone, I'm not talking about something happening at the moment of speaking, exactly at the moment of speaking. It's around now, but not this exact moment. You get the idea? This is B.
Okay.
Changing over a period of time. Here, I need you to find a present continuous which shows some kind of change. So there's a change in over a period of time. For example, I'll give an example. I can tell you that children are paying less attention nowadays than they used to in the past. Do you see this example? Children are paying less attention. This is a change in the culture of children, for example. Whether this is true or false, it's not the point, but this is just an example. Okay. All right then. So take your time. Here, let me. I don't know. Maybe I have to zoom out again because I need you to see ABC. Let me put it in a red box so it's easier for you to identify. Okay, guys, we're only focusing on the present continuous now. Okay, so just look for the present continuous verb forms in the text. Okay, ignore the present simple for now and just give me a minute. I'll be right back.
بليز دكتور
معلش أنا كان عندي الاتصال مقطوع، شو نطلب منه؟
دكتور طلع زوم اوت إن نشوف verbs اللي في البلو words and with A B and C.
اقري المربع الاحمر اللي حدده هو التكست هذه ركزي عليها اقريها.
في 3 استخدامات للبريزنت كونتينوس، في temporary وفي happening at the moment وفي over a period of time.
Okay, thanks.
Which ones?
يعني الأفعال اللي في القطعة نشوفوهم أي منهم.
هو present continuous لكن ليه 3 استخدامات.
Yes.
هو مش ليه 3 استخدامات، الافعال اللي في
مثلا زي I'm plugging from a busy food market. plugging يعني هذه توا قاعد هو يكتب.
Yeah, temporary. Happening now. Yes.
زي becoming more popular هذه over a period of time. تقريبا هذه سي تقريبا سي هو قال ماتش يعني.
Okay. What have you decided? Let's start with the easy one, okay? I think A, this is the easiest kind of present continuous, because A, it's a bit like the present continuous you studied in elementary, I think, okay? It's using present continuous to talk about something happening at the moment of speaking. And one of them is already answered. I'm blogging. So
I'm writing.
What's the other one?
I'm writing.
I'm
Now
writing.
I am writing, yes.
No, I'm writing is a temporary. It's happening around
I'm
now.
sitting, I think.
I'm sitting is the
Yes.
happening at the moment.
Here, okay, and before I tell you who's right and who's not, here it says it's happening. Keep in mind, this is very important. At the moment of speaking.
Now I'm writing. It's right.
Now I'm writing about a book about street food around the world. So he doesn't mean right now.
Do you think, Hajar, do you think this is around now?
Yeah.
No, yes.
Now I'm writing a book about street food.
Yeah,
I
it
think
means
it is
that
now.
nowadays, these days, I'm writing the book.
But also he said I'm blogging from this one is already answered, sorry. What about we are working in Mexico for a few days? We can also put this in A, right, or no?
No, it's a temporary.
Yes, I think yes. I'm not working, blogging or eating, of course.
So what should we put in A here? You haven't decided
I
yet.
think I'm writing.
Sitting.
It is A.
I'm blogging and I'm writing because of now.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's write both answers, and the losers, of course, like usual, will have to give chocolate to the winners. I'm going to write both, okay? So I'm writing, and the other one is I'm sitting. Okay. So this is the first way of using present continuous, to use it to talk about something happening right now.
Yes, it is right. I'm sitting, yes, also.
But you have only two options here. I don't think you have three.
Oh, okay, I'm sitting, maybe. No.
Okay, let's leave it now. No problem, because we will check them.
I'm writing and I'm blogging.
I'm writing, yes, I'm writing, I think, yes.
Okay, what about B here? Something temporary happening around now.
Visiting.
No, yes, visiting maybe.
These days.
Visiting.
And working, we are working.
What about C? Changing over a period of time.
This is
we are
visiting
working.
Is becoming more popular every year.
Yes.
And okay, so C is becoming popular.
Yes.
And the other one?
People are visiting Thailand on holidays these days.
We're working.
Is this something changing over a period of time?
In Mexico for a few days.
Okay, what does it mean for a few days?
يعني مؤقتا, temporary, yes.
So is it B or C, Malak? What do you think?
It's
B.
Who agrees with Malak? Who thinks B is better for we are working?
I don't agree with Malak.
We agree. B, it's B.
What do you think, Najat? Who said I don't agree?
About visiting is C.
Okay. So where is it visiting? R, visiting.
Because these days, more and more people.
But you have to keep in mind.
There's a change.
For each one, there are two. There are two examples for each one. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
Okay. So with B, we still
becoming, the first one for C is becoming more popular every year. There is a change. And second, are visiting.
And what about B? We're working on what else?
I'm sitting.
Victor.
I'm sitting.
I'm sitting.
No,
I'm writing.
I think
I'm
I'm
writing. I think it's
Doctor, please more Zoom.
More zoom.
The dictate not clear.
You can zoom with your phone on the screen with your fingers
Okay,
like
okay.
this. Try it.
Okay.
Can you zoom?
Yes, yes.
Right, nice, excellent. Because here I have to zoom out to show the right part and the text. You get the idea.
Okay.
But you can always zoom in and zoom out. So here in part B, so we have a bit of a disagreement in part B and A, right?
I think B. I'm working. We're working, and I'm sitting.
I'm
I'm
writing.
writing. I'm
Book
writing
about
and
it needs the days to
working.
write. Yes, I'm writing a book.
Okay, I'm going to write both answers because you don't agree with each other, and this is democratic class, so we have to write all answers so you don't fight each other and hate each other. Because if you hate each other, you won't subscribe in the next month, and this is important for me, of course. You have to keep subscribing and getting new months. So I'm sitting and I'm writing, right? Did I write I'm sitting?
Not my answer.
That's
My answer is I'm writing and we're working in Mexico for a few days.
Okay, what did I write in the first one? I wrote I'm sitting, so this one is I'm writing. Because some of you think it's I'm writing, some of you don't, right, Najat? So there is a bit of a disagreement here. And of course, when we check it, we'll find out who's right, who's not.
Where is I'm sitting?
Here it is.
Yes, okay.
Sitting in the first one. Hey.
Some of you think it's in the first one. Some of you think it's not.
Yes,
because at the moment I'm sitting.
We'll see. We'll see who's right and who's not. Okay, so here we have our answers. Now let's do the same for the present simple, okay? Let's use the blue color for the present simple. So in the present simple, we also have 3 different ways of using it. Okay, so we have the classical way, or I like to call it the elementary way, okay, which is basically for routines, right? So this is how we studied present simple in the beginning, right? In elementary and in beginner. We use it for routines. I always study, I sometimes eat chocolate, I never exercise, or whatever it is. And the second way of using the present simple is for things which are permanent or true for a long time, okay? So this is kind of the opposite of B in the present continuous. Do you get the idea? And then the last one is for state verbs, okay? So let's do this. Let's find the examples of present simple. I don't know if we can see all of them. Okay, this way we can see all of them. So we have, okay, so I think I have to move the text to show you all of them. So let me show you the present simple verbs. We have live, try, come, eat, want, and want, yeah, 6 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
Has got.
We also have has got. Okay. Here has got, it's not present simple. It's not present continuous here. It's for possession. Do you get the idea? It's like saying the capital, yeah, the capital has. Do you get the idea? Because in British English, they like to use have got instead of has. So this is just possession. The capital has fantastic food. This is what they're saying.
Maybe like describe, yeah?
I don't know. You tell me now where to put each present simple verb. Starting from the first one. I live in London, but I travel. Where do we put this?
Written daily.
A fact.
Daily.
Fact. B.
B.
I live in, yes.
B.
B.
B or A?
B.
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 But Malak thinks it's A.
Not a habit. I live.
Living, is it a habit when you say I live, or it's not a habit?
Permanent. Something permanent.
It's something permanent, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. So let's put it here. Let's put live in the first box. Live. Let's use the blue color for present simple verbs. So we have live here. Okay. What about try? Try is already answered. It's in a habit.
Yeah,
here.
A.
Yeah,
Yes,
I always, and there's a clue. Can you see always?
Yes.
If you find an adverb of frequency, it's a clue that maybe this is a habit. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now we finished live and try. We have
Come.
come.
Yes, A. A habits. Every day.
Every day?
Yes, A.
Yes, I think
every day.
A.
Every year, you mean?
Every year. Yes.
Okay. So it's a habit. Let's put it with A.
Habits. Yeah.
Okay. What about has got?
C. C.
Describing state.
Describes.
State verb.
State.
I had it
Okay.
yesterday.
Yeah. Let's write it. Have got.
And want. State.
After has got, we have eat. People still
Eat.
eat a lot of
B.
B.
B. You think this is something kind of permanent or true?
True.
No. No,
Yes.
maybe C.
B.
Is it a state? Is eating a state verb, Sana?
No.
No.
So where do you want to put it?
I want B. B.
B. You think B maybe?
Yeah.
B. No. Maybe C. No,
Maybe
B.
C. But C is for state verbs.
Eat action verb.
Yeah. I forgot.
Maybe
Because I
habits.
don't know.
Habit.
Still A.
They still eat. Is it a habit?
No.
What's the difference between something that's a habit
I think
or a routine
B.
and
B.
something
B.
B?
Yes, maybe B.
I think E. B. Yes. Eat B.
Okay, but what's the difference between a habit and something which is permanent or true? What's the
Habit
difference?
is everything.
Happened.
We do everything.
You mean every day?
Every day, yes.
Okay.
Not
And something permanent?
but
What's the difference between A and B?
I don't know. Things are permanent.
What do you think, Sana?
I think the difference between A and B. A happened every day or every year or happened, yeah. But B action or something happened in the maybe period of time. Period of time, not every year or every.
So you're saying it's not repeated. It's not a repeated action.
Yeah.
I think A in present continuous and B in
Not present.
present simple.
3 in present simple.
The blue box.
Confused.
Sumaya, the blue box is all of it is in the present simple. But the first box, yes, the red box, the first one, that was present continuous. But here, when we use habits and routines, my point is, what's the difference between a habit and a routine or something permanent? Sana, I think, was trying to say that something permanent isn't repeated. It just happens and continues to be true, right? But a habit is a repeated action every year, every month, every year, there's a period of time, and this is repeated again. This is a habit. And this is kind of true in a way. What you said is right, Sana, I think. Habits and routines, there's a repetition of an action. So if you say, I study 3 days a week, or I study every Sunday, or I study every day, it means you're going to do this verb or this action again. Each time you're going to repeat it. It's a repetition. But things which are permanent, like for example, I live in Tripoli, you don't repeat living, you just live. It's not a repetitive thing. Do you get the idea? That's why we call it a permanent thing, or something which is true for a longer time. Do you get the idea? So there is a bit of a difference between A and B. Habits and routines are not the same thing as permanent or long-lasting actions. This is what they're trying to say here. And state verbs and the verbs which describe states, you just need a state verb. This is what they want here. We found one of them, I think, which is have got. I think we need to find another one.
Be, verb to be, and
Do we have verb
Want.
to be?
No, want.
We have want.
Yes, there is in the last paragraph.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. If we move down here, can you see it? You want. Here, can you see it?
Yes.
you
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe you're right, and I maybe.
Grab sticks.
start
Yeah.
with.
So, okay, let's answer it. Let's put it in part C here. So want is with have got. And before we go and check the summary, we still have to do the box below here. Okay, for now, I think we answered the first part, which is part A. But before we check the summary and find out who is right or wrong about the present continuous argument and who's going to get an e-chocolate, an electronic chocolate, or a cyber chocolate, it's kind of imaginary, but it's real at the same time. Before we do that, let's check part B. So in part B, it says, look at these verbs. Do they describe activities or states? Now, a very easy way to tell the difference between a state verb and an activity verb is try to use it in the present continuous, okay? Any verb, if you're not sure, is this verb a state verb? Is this verb an activity verb? Put it in the present continuous. Let's start with, for example, the watch, okay? So watch is already answered. It says A, activity verb, right? If I say, I watch TV 3 hours a day. So this is present simple, okay. I'm watching TV now. It works. I can say I'm watching TV. There's nothing wrong with it, right? It's okay. So it makes sense. But for example, if I say, I like chocolate. Now I want to try it in the present continuous. I will say, I'm liking chocolate. Does it work?
Yeah.
No,
Doesn't
no.
make sense.
No.
It doesn't
No.
make sense, right? You can't say I'm liking
Yes.
chocolate, or I'm hating I don't know, dolma or something. Doesn't make sense, right? You can't use it in this way. So if you can't put it in the present continuous, this means it's a state verb. All right?
Because liking for feeling, maybe. That's why we cannot put it in ing.
Correct. You're right.
Continue.
State verbs in general are usually about opinions, feelings, conditions. It's a bit like this. This is how state verbs usually work. That's why you can't put them in ing. It doesn't make sense. So let's use this rule. If we need to, we can use it to if we're not sure. But I think most of you can answer this easily. So talk, activity or state verb?
Activity.
Activity.
Okay.
Yes,
Activity.
Seem.
Status.
Okay. Spend.
Activity.
Activity.
Okay. Agree.
State.
State.
Eat.
Activity.
Activity.
غلطت حطيت ال agree. Agree.
Yeah, it's a
State.
state.
Test is a state.
State.
Taste is a state. But why?
Because it is about
Five senses.
من الحواس يعني.
Yes. Senses. Senses are generally state verbs. They're not activity. Okay, what about prefer?
I think stay.
State.
What about know?
State.
State.
What about learning? Learn.
Activity.
Activity.
I'm learning English. Yeah, it's an activity. What about own?
I think
State.
Buy?
Activity.
Activity.
Understand?
State.
State.
Okay.
One by one.
What about cook?
Activity.
Activity.
Remember?
Remember, state.
State.
Believe?
Believe, state.
State.
Take?
Action.
Action.
Activity.
Activity.
Need?
State.
State.
Want.
Happen?
Activity.
Happen. Active.
Happen. State.
Active.
State. Love the state.
Love, state. Like
Okay.
hate. And
Love
like.
state.
All right.
Like as.
Happen. State.
Are you ready to check the answers?
Okay.
Yes.
Are you sure you don't want to change any of your answers? You can still
No.
you can still give up if you want to and admit that you're wrong. Anybody who thinks they're wrong, it's your chance. This is your chance for redemption and atonement. Do you know these words? Redemption, atonement.
Right.
No.
Okay, let me write them here for you. To atone and to redeem yourself. Okay.
Redeem.
Yeah, redeem, redemption, and atonement. There's another word I'm trying to look for. I think these two are okay for now, but there's another one. So atonement, we have the word atonement. And we have redemption. Okay. Can you guess what it means here? So usually if you commit a sin or if you do something bad, you should atone. You should, pray for Allah to forgive you and ask for forgiveness. This is an act of redemption or an act of atonement.
شعور بالندم بما.
I think that's regret.
Something like that.
But it starts with regret, but because
Like استغفار يعني.
استغفار توبة, something like that. So this is what you can do. There's time for atonement. You can atone for your sins. It means اللي عنده ذنوب في exercise
تراجع عن
1.
قرار.
Yes. تقدر تتراجع. Okay, now let me take you to page 132. Let's take a look and let's see the answers. So we have page 131. What page is this? This is 18. Page 18. Okay, so let me change the page view. Okay. So we want 131. This is 130. All right, here it is. Can you see this? This is the answer on the left side. So, so the first one, if you want to talk about something happening at the moment of speaking, blogging and sitting. So this means I think you owe Hajar a chocolate. Hajar, you have to get some chocolate from them. because they didn't want to change their minds. All right, so and I'm going to take you back very quickly to show you why this is the correct answer and why it's not writing. So let's talk a little bit about this. So
18 maybe, not 17.
My answer is true on B.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
And, yes.
Yeah, but let's check the difference between now I'm writing and at the moment I'm sitting. Now, if you think of it, when he says he's writing a blog, right? Now what we're seeing here in front of us of our page, this is a blog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if he's saying I'm writing a book, how can he write a book right now at the moment of speaking, and we're reading a blog? To get the idea.
Yeah.
At the moment
Yeah.
of speaking, he's writing the blog at the moment of speaking. He can't write a book. But when he says now I'm writing a book, it means he's in the middle of it. He's doing it, but not right now. Right now, he's only doing two things. He's sitting in Mexico City in a park. He's sitting in a park and he's blogging. Right? Do you get the idea? So if you want to do it بالليبي كيف تكون؟ كيف
right now
نفرقه؟
توا قاعد نكتب في بلوج
هذه اللي هي I'm blogging right? I'm blogging. هذا اللي هو يوم 19 ماي. في يوم 19 ماي كان يقول I'm blogging from a busy food market in the center of Jakarta. So he's there and he's also typing, right? And in the second one, he says, at the moment, I'm sitting in one of Mexico City's busy parks. And I've just eaten one of the best burritos I've had in my life. Okay? So all of this is right now. حتى من الجملة اللي بعدها لما قال I've just eaten one of the best burritos I've had. He's talking about something that just happened right now in the recent past. Present perfect for the recent past. I've just eaten. So all of this gives us a sense that he's doing this at the moment of speaking. So writing and the other one, working, this feels it's better for something which is around now, not right now exactly. Okay, do you get the idea? Do you get the difference? Okay, let's continue. So writing and working, it's not exactly at the moment of speaking, it's around now. So the first thing is now I'm writing a book about street food. This is something happening around now. We're working in Mexico for a few days. This is something temporary. It's for a few days only. It's not permanent. Okay. Now, in the present simple, before we do the present simple, are changing over a period of time. My blog is becoming more popular every year. More and more people are visiting Thailand. He's talking about changing trends. Do you know this word, trends?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So a trend is something which is changing over time. And trends, you know, they change quickly. One day, everybody's wearing high heels. You know, a few months later, nobody's
a
wearing.
new trend. Yes.
Like fashion trends. So this is a change over time. And you can use the present continuous to do this. You can say less and less people are taking English courses each year in Libya. But more and more companies are teaching their employees. So this is a change in my field of work. Less students are taking courses, more company workers are taking courses. This is a change, okay, for example. So you can use the present continuous in this way. Now, present simple, we talked about the difference between, first of all of your answers are correct in the present simple, which is great, okay? So we talked, and the main thing we discussed was the difference between something permanent and the difference between it and a routine. The key, or I think the clue with a routine, you will usually find a frequency adverb or a frequency expression. هي هذه الفكرة بتساعدكم. Do you get the idea? If it's a habit, if it's a routine, you will always, maybe not always, but you will usually find a frequency adverb or a frequency expression. All right. But for things which are permanent, it's like a fact. أقرب للفاct هي النقطة B. نقدر نقول facts. Not exactly a fact because it's not a scientific fact. ولكن شبيهة يعني permanent. And of course the state verbs which you understand. Now let me show you the answers to activity and state verbs, and we also have some nice tips Okay, so here I think it's time to show you the. Okay, but let's see this first. Activity verbs talk about activities. So, like I said, the key with activity verbs is you can use them in the present simple and the present continuous, no problem. Okay, but with state verbs, we don't usually use them in the present continuous. This is one of the biggest differences between activity verbs and state verbs. So you should say, I like burritos. You shouldn't say, I'm liking burritos. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So here this is a nice list of common state verbs. When we say common, it means we use these a lot in everyday language. So you have the be and have group. I, am, is, was, were, have been, you know, the whole thing with verb to be. Then you have got or have for possession, own, belong. They also think and know verbs. Think, know, believe, understand, forget, remember, mean, the like and hate and prefer, like, love, hate, prefer, want, the senses, all of them, and other verbs, hope, seem, need, cost, agree, weigh, contain. These are common state verbs. You can't use them with the present continuous. Some of them you can, but there are a few exceptions to this. Now, let's see the last tip here. It says we can use the verbs, we often use the verbs, we often use can with sense verbs. Okay, this is clear. So if you want to use a sense verb, you can add the verb can, because this is showing ability. Remember when we talked about can for ability in the lesson before this one? Can you remember? Yeah. So they're just telling you, if you want to talk about your senses, you can use can. And when you use it like this, it means you're using it as an ability. I can smell something strange. I can hear some noise. It means you're able to hear the noise, right? So this is the first tip. This tip is interesting because it's telling you that some verbs can be both activity and state, right? Can you see this first example? I'm having dinner at the moment. So we're using have as an activity verb here. But the second example, they have 2 children. This is a state. And the last one, what are you thinking about? This is an activity. I think football is boring. This is a state because it's an opinion. Now, who can tell me what's the difference between have when we used this as an activity and have when we used it as a state? What's the difference? Who can tell me?
I think when we use have with the meals like dinner or lunch, it means eat.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only means eating here. It doesn't have another meaning. We're using having as consuming or eating. But what about the state have?
State because it means something you own it.
Yeah,
Something
possession. This is a possessive have. They have 2 children. It means these children belong to them. So you can see, even though we can use have in both ways, in activity and in the state as a state verb, it doesn't really have the same meaning if you think of it. What about the difference between thinking and I think? Who can tell me the difference? Not Najat. Who can tell me the difference?
Why I guarantee I know the answer. Always.
You
I don't know the answer.
Because we studied this yesterday. It's still fresh.
Maybe.
But let's ask maybe Hajar or Sana or Malak. Also Malak, you studied pre-intermediate, so you shouldn't answer. Let's ask Sana or Hajar. What's the difference between think as an activity here in this example and think as a state? Hajar, what do you think?
Mm.
Is it the same
Maybe
meaning?
the first, no, The same.
I think okay, Hajar answer, not me.
Yeah, but let's listen to both. Let's check Hajar's answer, and then we can hear yours, Sana. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Tell us what you think, Hajar.
In the first one, maybe because it's I cannot explain exactly.
Okay, what about the second one? If you can't explain the first, try the second one. Maybe you can do it.
Second opinion.
What do you think, Ash?
I think it's boring. I don't know.
Let's see, maybe Sana can help. What do you think, Sana?
I think in the first one, what are you thinking about? Like something you don't know exactly what he will say, or something not exactly, and like feeling, or what you're thinking about, like feeling maybe. That's why.
Okay, and the second one?
Second one, something it's sure. I think football is boring. That maybe no, I don't know. That's why what I.
And Malak, what do you think? What do you think is the difference between them? Or do you think it's the same?
No, it is not the same. Maybe the second one talk about opinion, your opinion.
Okay.
But the first one talk about if you think about something, your mind is working.
Ah, you mean what's on your mind now? Is this what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of correct. Yeah. The second one is definitely an opinion or a belief. When a person says, "I think football is boring," or "I think bananas are better than apples," this is a preference or a taste or an opinion or a belief. You get the idea. This is what the person thinks, believes, or this is the person's opinion, in short. But what are you thinking about if the person says, "I'm thinking about eating an apple"? When you say "I'm thinking about eating an apple," it's a bit different, by the way, than using it like here in the question. What are you thinking about? If you use it like this, you want to know what's on the person's mind now, in front of you. So this is a very typical, I'm sure this question was written by a woman. This is a woman's question, 100%. Men don't ask this question. This is a woman's question. Yeah, what are you thinking about? So it means someone wants to know what's on your mind now. But if you use it in the affirmative, in the positive, if you say, "I'm thinking of having a break," or "I'm thinking of traveling next month," it means this is something you haven't decided yet. It's kind of like a plan. It's not a confirmed plan. It's just, it's just a thought. You haven't decided. It's a plan which is not complete, which hasn't been confirmed or decided completely yet. You get the idea? So it's a bit different. It's not the same meaning. The think is slightly different when it's used as an opinion in the present simple, "I think," and when you say "I'm thinking." So it's a bit different. Okay, now the last tip, it's talking about how to use still. All right, so if you use still, by the way, you can use it in present simple and present continuous. And it talks about something that started in the past and continues in the present. A bit like the present perfect in a way. So if you say, "People still eat a lot of street food in Indonesia," this means this habit, or not habit, this tradition, let's call it, or this action started from some time in the past. We don't know when, and it still goes on, right? It's a permanent thing. It's a bit like a fact. People still do this. They haven't changed. For example, Libyan people still think they are the best. Even though everything in the last 10 years has shown this is not true, we still believe it. We still haven't changed. We're still better than everyone else. We're better than Egyptians. We're better than the Tunisians. We're better than the Italians. We're better than the Chadi people from Chad. We're better than everyone. So we still believe we're better. And the next one is, I'm still waiting for him to call me. So here you can see that it's optional. Still is not, it's not really necessary. It's an additional word, but they're just telling us you can put it either way. You can put it in both places. All right, so these are the tips. I think the next part is just verb. It's just how to form, nothing new here. It's just how to make present continuous, positive, negative questions, how to make the present simple, positive, negative questions. Nothing new. This is elementary, I think.
Okay.
All right, so great. So we know how to use present continuous in 3 different ways, and we know how to use the present simple in 3 different ways, and we can tell the difference between a state verb and an activity verb. All of this is great. How do we make the positive, negative, and questions forms of present continuous, present simple? I think this is unnecessary. It's kind of clear. If it's present continuous, you have to use verb to be with the subject. I am thinking. Think plus ing, that's it. And if you want to make it into the negative, just put not. I'm not thinking. With the present simple, I think it's even easier, right? You just use the subject infinitive. I like chocolate, that's it. And if it's in the negative, of course, you have to use don't or doesn't. Yeah. But the most important thing that's very, very easy to forget, and even I forget it sometimes when I write, it's the S of present simple. He likes, he goes. He thinks, he travels, he eats, right? This S that comes after he and she, it's very easy to forget. I know all of you know it. It's not new, but it's just very easy to forget. Okay, now I'm going to play the CD here, and we just want to do a little bit of pronunciation practice. We just want to get used to proper stress. So what I'd like you to do is I want you to listen to the sentences in this track, and I want you to copy the speaker as much as possible. So try to get the same stress and intonation, okay? As much as you can. So let's go to the track. Okay. CD1, track 12. Excuse me. Okay, where is it? Okay, so let's listen and repeat.
Track 12. I'm blogging from a busy street food market.
I am blogging for a busy street food market.
Okay.
I'm sitting in one of Mexico City's busy parks.
Let me show you what they're reading, by the way. They're reading these parts. So I don't know the order, of course, but
I am sitting, I think, here.
I'm sitting
I'm
in
sitting
one of
in
Mexico,
one cities,
Mexico City, busy park.
parks.
yeah, but but there's this part, right? No, I have a better idea. Let me just take you to the script. This way you can see what you're reading. Maybe it will help. And after that, we can do it without the script. Because here they really want you to get used to the contractions in addition to the stress, of course. Here it is. Can you see them on the right side? Let me zoom a little bit. Here, track 12. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let me repeat it again. And we can do it in turns. So let's do it in turns. Sana, Hajar, Najat, Sumaya.
Okay.
Where's Malak? Malak is disconnected. All right, so let's do it in order. Sana, Hajar, Najat, Malak. So each one of you can read each sentence. This way, everybody gets a chance.
Okay.
Track 12. I'm blogging from a busy street food market.
Okay, Sana, you can start.
I am blogging from a busy street food market.
Okay.
Still, I think slow.
No, the problem is here. How do you say this, Sana?
I'm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I am blogging from a busy street food market.
But you're still doing it in two syllables. I'm
Yeah.
hearing I am.
I'm. I'm.
Okay, remember it's one syllable. I'm. Okay, Hajar.
I'm blogging from a busy street food market.
Okay, Sumaya.
I'm blogging from busy street food market.
All right. Okay. Let's move to the next one.
I'm sitting in one of Mexico City's busy parks.
Sana.
I am sitting in one of Mexico City busy parks.
Okay. What about this part?
No? Yes. Okay. I am sitting in one of Mexico City's busy parks.
Okay, good. Better. Hajar.
I'm sitting in one of Mexico City's busy parks.
Okay. Sumaya.
I'm sitting in one of Mexico City's busy parks.
All right. Let's check next one.
Now I'm writing a book about street food.
Sana.
Okay. Now I am writing a book about street food.
Hajar.
Now I'm writing a book about street food.
And Sumaya.
Now I'm writing a book about street food.
Okay.
We're working in Mexico for a few days.
We are working. I don't know. We are working in Mexico for a few days.
We are working in Mexico for a few days.
We are working in Mexico for a few days.
Okay.
My blog is becoming more popular every year.
My blog is becoming more popular every year.
My blog is becoming more popular every year.
My blog is become more popular every year.
Okay. This part, Sumaya.
Becoming. Becoming.
Yes.
More people are visiting Thailand on holiday these days.
More people are visiting Thailand on holiday these days.
More people are visiting Thailand on holiday these days.
More people are visiting Thailand on holiday these days.
All right, nice. That's great. Now there's something kind of important. At this level, I think it's important. With contractions, when you see this, don't say I am. It's not correct. And when you see this, don't say we are. It's not correct.
Wow.
I'm, we're. I'm. In grammar, of course, it's correct. I am, I'm. In grammar, it's the same, right? We are, we're. It's the same in grammar. But in spoken English, it's not the same. It doesn't sound the same. And sometimes even the meaning is not the same. على فكرة. مثلا, let me show you an interesting exercise, okay? So let's say, let me just copy these. And I want you to tell me what's the difference. Okay. Okay. Now the first one is the let's call it the normal one or the neutral one, okay? So we're working in Mexico for a few days. Now let's use the second one. What's the difference if we stress this one? So if I say we are working in Mexico for a few days, what's the difference between this and we are working in Mexico for a few days? And this one. We are working in Mexico for a few days. And this one. I don't know if you're noticing what I'm doing. And this one. We are working in Mexico for a few days. What did you notice I did?
The first one, you stress about we are saying someone that we are working together or something like that, maybe.
Okay, you're close. But what's the difference between each stress? Because keep in mind that each time I change the stress, there's a bit of a difference, by the way, in meaning. مش the same. There's a slight change in meaning. مثلا لما ندير stress على we are working in Mexico for a few days. لما ندير على are, we are working in Mexico for a few days. وبين ندير we are working in Mexico for a few days. وبين ندير we are working in Mexico for a few days. كل مرة لو فاهم معنى تاني.
Yeah, for example, when you say we are working in Mexico for a few days, means you tell you are working in Mexico, not in any other country or something like
exactly that. Yes, correct. That's correct. هذه الأولى صح. If I stress Mexico, this means, oops. If I'm stressing Mexico, I want to remove the dots. مش مشكلة. If I'm stressing Mexico, معناها لو نخدم أنا في المكسيك مش في مكان تاني. Maybe the listener is confused. Maybe he thought I was working in the US or Costa Rica or Colombia. So if I stress Mexico, I'm emphasizing it's Mexico, not another place. So you're right. But,
maybe based on the question. Yeah.
Yes.
Questions and the information you want to send.
Emphasize maybe.
The message you want to send.
This is the idea. what I want to emphasize exactly. If I'm emphasizing Mexico, I want to emphasize that it's Mexico, not another country. This means, excuse me, maybe the person who was talking to me, maybe he was confused, or maybe he didn't know, or maybe he's insisting it's Costa Rica or some other place. So I'm emphasizing Mexico for him to understand it's not another country, it's Mexico. But if I say we are working in Mexico for a few days, what do you think this means? We are working in Mexico for a few days.
That I'm not working alone, or we are together working in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
50%
how to
close.
say it exactly.
You're almost there. What do you think, Hannah, about Sana, about this one? We are working in Mexico for a few days.
Maybe the question, maybe the question,
Maybe.
you are only you are with him, with
Only
them,
we.
or that's why he emphasized we are working. Yeah.
Okay, you're close. But here, when I emphasize we, maybe the person who's asking the question is saying, who's working in Mexico for a few days? And maybe there are 5 groups. So my group, I'm going to talk about me and my group. We are working in Mexico for a few days. Those are working in the US. Do you get the idea? So I'm emphasizing, I'm trying to convey the idea that it's this group. مجموعتي أنا مش هم. مجموعة الثانية مش هم اللي يقسموا في مكان ثاني. Do you get the idea? I'm emphasizing us. But what if I emphasize are? We are working in Mexico for a few days. What do you think? If I'm emphasizing are, we are working in Mexico for a few days. Any guesses? It's becoming complicated,
I
right?
think maybe the same. I think من هم اللي يخدموا في مكسيكو. احنا we are working.
No, this time it's not about the subject. It's about the action. We are working in Mexico. So maybe the person who's asking the question is, are you working in Mexico? I don't think you're working in Mexico. So maybe the person is not convinced that we're actually working. He thinks we're not working. He thinks I don't know, maybe you haven't started yet, something like this. So I'm emphasizing we are working. We've started. Do you get the idea? This is what I'm emphasizing. And this is even different from we are working in Mexico. What do you think this means? We are working in Mexico.
Means that we are working, not playing, or
that's it. We're not playing. We're not tourists. We're working in Mexico. This is work. So you can see how important stress is, right? And that's why it's very important to, if you see a contraction, use a contraction, don't divide it. لأن هم لما يقسموا فيهم إلا لما بيعطوا emphasis. زي مثلا حوار بين الولد وأمه مثلا. Michael, write your homework. عطاته أمر imperative. فهو بيرد عليها I am writing my homework. ممكن هي كانت تنق عليه اليوم كله وهو فايت أمه. فمسكين أول ما بدأ يكتب بدأت تنق عليه من جديد. فقالها I am writing. Do you get the idea? مختلفة جدا في المعنى من أنك تقول I'm writing my homework. I'm writing my homework. This is, it's neutral. حيادية عادية. لكن لما تشدد في ال auxiliary تعطي في معنى تاني. توصل في إحساس تاني. So, and if you want to be neutral, always contract. دائما استعمل contractions. I'm going, I'm playing, we're working, and so on. Okay. Yes.
She wants to
Yes?
join the classes, English classes.
Who wants to join?
My friend,
Sure, she can join, no problem.
she was in Brazil.
She was in Brazil?
Yes.
Ask her, você fala português?
So, no, I think for a month.
Just a visit.
Yes.
Did she have a
Not
baby
to
there?
visit. Yes, yes. This is the main cause.
Yes.
And she learned some for a few months.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, she's welcome to join, no problem.
How? Send me your phone.
I thought she was with you. Okay, let me send you the link. Okay, so here's the link. Okay, just copy paste the link I sent you now, okay?
Okay.
Here it is. Oops, not. Where did you go? Oops, remove pin. Spotlight. Continue. Okay. Here it is. I sent it to you. Did you receive it?
You.
Yeah, just copy this, send it to her, and she can join. All right, so now let's use some of these ideas that we covered. And let's use them to answer number 6. Okay, so keep in mind, number 6, it means you're going to be using all these 6 different ways of using present simple and present continuous. So before you answer, think a little bit. What are we trying to say? Are we talking about something at the moment of speaking? Are we talking about something temporary? Are we talking about something which is changing? This is if it's present continuous. And if it's present simple, are we talking about a habit or routine? Is it something permanent or true, like a fact? Or is it a state? All right, so you have to think about all of this while answering exercise 6. And whenever you need to go and check, just tell me, can you scroll down? And I'll take you back here to the rule in number 4, okay? So this means this question is related to number 4. Do you get the point?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's related to this, okay? Whenever you need to go down, just tell me. I'll scroll down. So let me read the question for you. It says, read Steve's blog entry from Los Angeles. So now he moved from Mexico to Los Angeles, okay? Put the verbs in brackets in the present simple or present continuous. So it's really up to us. We have to decide, is it present simple? Is it present continuous? Okay? So you can start, and when you get to number 13, you can just tell me we finished, and we'll check together, okay? So everyone, you can start.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
I finish.
Okay, great. Who else has finished? Anyone else?
I'm finished.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's check the answers.
Okay.
Okay, let's divide them. So let's do them in 2 each, maybe. Or let's look for full stops. Okay, it looks like it's done every 2. All right, great. I think it's conveniently divided. Now, keep in mind the full stops are really important because they show us where each idea or sentence finishes and the other one starts. Okay, so the last one is together. Okay, let's start. So the first part, Malak, would you like to do the first part?
Okay. Okay. I'm staying with my cousin in Los Angeles, and I am blogging from
From?
Which happen every summer. Happen here every summer.
Okay, so I'm going to write your answer. You said I'm blogging. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right. And
Happen.
happen. All right. Okay. Sana, would you like to continue?
Yes. Okay. A lot of people Los Angeles really love street food, and the festival is becoming more popular every year.
Okay. All right. Okay, Hajar, would you like to go on?
Okay. There are over 60 stalls at this year's festival, and 1,500 people enjoying the food, the drinks, and the sunshine.
Okay. All right, Najat, your turn. Are you there, Najat?
Yes, yes.
Number 8.
No, okay. I come here every year, and I don't understand why more cities don't like this one. At the moment, I'm having Indian meals with fried green peppers and spicy coconut sauce. My cousin is eating.
Okay, just a second. At number 10, what do you have? What did you write?
Don't have festival like this one.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's see all of you together now for number 11, 12, 13. Let's see if you have the same answers. Hajar, Sana, Malak, Najat. What do you think for number 11, 12, 13?
I am having.
I'm having.
I'm having it.
Okay, so you agree. I'm having. All of you want I'm having.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's agreement here. What about 12? What do you want to do in 12?
My cousin eating.
Eating, yeah, is eating, I think, yeah. Or eating.
My eating.
Eating, yes. Because my
Is
cousin.
eating.
Is eating or eating?
Is eating.
What do you think, Najat? Is eating or eats, maybe?
I think it's
No.
it's
Is eating the longest.
Eat.
You have to agree. I can't write something if not all of you agree on it. It has to be like Shahadat Zur, all of you agree. But,
Eating.
I think it's
Is eating. Right. Because at the moment I'm having Indian meals with a friend.
Yes, and
With a Korean pepper. It's spicy coconut sauce.
okay.
And my cousin is eating the longest.
But can we say eat here?
No, my
Why
cousin
not? Tell us why not, Najat.
Because the sentence before start with at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Are we still in the same sentence, or is this another sentence?
There's
the
a
same
comma.
sentence.
There's a comma, so it's the
And
same. It's
Not
the
full
same.
stop. Yes.
Yes,
So
And my cousin is eating the longest.
right, because it's the same sentence, so it's the same point. It's the same tense, right? وزيدها مستعملين and معناها في agreement. اللي بيحصل قبل الأند يصير نفسه بعد الأند. You get the idea?
Yes.
So I'm having is eating. And can we use eating without is?
Yes.
Can we?
No. Is
No.
eating.
Because present simple, one of the main parts is the verb to be. So a cousin is a he, right? So he's eating. So it's kind of necessary. You have to use it. It's not optional, the is. Okay, what about 13? What do you want to use for 13?
Want.
Yes.
It's a new sentence here. Yeah. And want is, it's a state verb.
Yes.
This is kind of clear. All right, before we read all of it together now, is there something you would like to change? Any corrections?
Number 3.
Uh-huh.
I think happens.
Why?
Which happens?
But why?
Because festival, one festival.
And what is a festival?
What a festival? It's single.
It's singular, right? So it's like an it.
Yes.
So if it's present simple and we started with it, this means you have to say it happens. So there must be the S, right? Remember when I told you that it's very easy to forget the S. I was just telling you about it.
Number 5, I think.
What do you want to change in number 5?
I think becomes more popular.
Who agrees and who disagrees with Najat?
I disagree with Najat.
Why?
Because
I think I'm with her because every year becomes.
See the love
Yes, it's not becoming.
Becomes more
because there's every year, so it's a present simple.
Yes.
Present simple we use.
I think
agree with me. Thank you.
So this means Hajar and Malak, do you agree with Najat?
Yes, I agree with her.
And
Hajar, the same thing. Do you agree with Najat?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Sana?
I think because I answered this because it's like I think number P in the present continuous in the rule. I think. Yeah.
Present simple. Start with.
Because we use every year in the same sentence.
Okay, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll give you the answer. Actually, Sana is right, and all of you are wrong.
Yes, Najat, bring me chocolate.
Yes, Najat, Hajar, and Malak. All three of them. This means I'll get a big
why?
Okay, very good question. Why? Do you know why? Because here this is showing change. This is exactly like the example when we said is becoming more popular every year, and my blog is becoming more popular every year. It's the same. And it's the same as more people are visiting Thailand on holiday these days. Do you get the idea? It's a change over time.
Yes.
So Sana is actually right in this one. It's a change. That's why we need the present continuous in this example. Okay, anything else you would like to change? I think there is something we need to change. I don't know. You tell me. Is there anything else we need to change?
I came here
I am
every
coming.
year.
Maybe I coming here every year.
Okay, coming, come, you mean you want to use I'm coming. Number 8, are you talking about number 8?
Yes.
Do you want to leave it or change it?
Change it. I'm coming here every year.
Why?
No, I think it's correct.
Yes, I think it's correct. Yes.
It's correct, actually.
Yes.
This is a normal habit. This is using present simple for habits. Nothing changed here. He still comes here every year. It's the same. And I don't understand is also correct. The rest is actually correct. Now it's correct, all of it. Okay, let's have someone. Okay, Sana, would you like to read all of it so we can check it one last time? We could start from the beginning.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Can you read it, please? Read the whole paragraph.
Okay. I'm staying with my cousin with my cousin in Los Angeles, and I'm blogging from the Los Angeles Street Food Festival, which happens here every summer. A lot of people in Los Angeles really love street food, and the festival is becoming more popular every year. There are over 60 stalls at this year's festival, and 1,500 people enjoy the food, the drinks, and the sunshine. I come here every year, and I don't understand why more cities don't have festival like this one. At the moment, I'm having Indian meatballs with fried green peppers in spicy coconut sauce, and my cousin is eating the longest hot dog I've ever seen. After this, we want to try some pineapple and strawberry ice cream.
Okay, what about number 7? What do you think?
Maybe ing.
Maybe?
No, enjoy food. State verb.
Okay, I think I need to check this because this might be enjoying, because we're talking about something specific now. There are over 60 stalls at this year's festival. For me, the suspicious sentence is this one. at this year's festival. Do you see this line? This kind of shows something going on now, but I'm going to check this in the model answer. Just give me a second so we can find out. Because it might be enjoy. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Okay, where's the answer? Can you still see the book?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This is lesson 1B, right? 1D, 1C. What lesson is this?
I think 2.
2C, 2B.
2B maybe. Yes, 2B.
This is intermediate, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is intermediate, correct. I don't have the right answers. Okay, this means I'll have to check it later, but I'm going to go with enjoying, okay? And 1,500 people are enjoying the food, drinks, and sunshine.
Doctor, but enjoy like, hate.
Generally speaking, yes, but I think you can use it. He's enjoying his time. He's enjoying. Let me check. But I think you can. You can use it. Let me check. Yeah, you can. You can say, I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my time. You know, it goes both ways. It's a state and an action verb. So
and maybe follow the first sentence.
But the first sentence is because we have verb to be here, so we can't use it in the activity. And we're describing something which is happening this year, to get the idea, at this year's festival. So, and enjoy. When you say enjoy, this means it's permanent, right? Or it's a habit. But we're talking about this year's festival. We're speaking about a specific festival here, not every year. So let's change it, enjoying. I'll check this, of course, and let you know, but it feels better this way for some reason. Are enjoying, because plural. Are enjoying the food. Okay, the rest is okay. All right, so let's move on. So I think we can squeeze this last exercise before we end our lesson. It says here, write 4 sentences, the present continuous, about your own, about how eating habits in your country are changing. This is a very nice question. So what they want us to do here really is this, basically. It's part C. So this is an exercise just in this, how things are changing over time. Do you get the idea? And if you think about it, this is quite useful because I think this is a new way of using present continuous we haven't used before. Because in in pre-intermediate, I don't think we have this, using present continuous in this way. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? So I'm going to talk about the easiest one. So this way you can't use it after that. So let's talk about prices. So I can say in Libya, the prices of fast food are getting more expensive every year. Some people say it's because of the change in currency and the dollar, but I think the cost of living is getting higher and higher each year. For example, this is talking about prices in general. You could talk about anything. All I need you to do is I need you to think of, if you can't think of 4 sentences, just think of one. And we can rotate. So Najat, you can think of one, Malak, you can think of one, Hajar, Sana, and then we can sort of rotate and give you time to think of another one. So who'd like to go first?
Start with the first one.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. In the last 10 years, the fast food is becoming popular nowadays. I don't know.
The last few years.
No.
Again, please.
In the last 10 years, the fast food is becoming popular.
Okay, the only problem is when you said in the last 10 years, because when you do this, you're kind of forcing the sentence to be in the present perfect. So if you say in the last 10 years, fast food has become much more popular, has become, you get the idea. But if you want to use the present continuous, just use these days, or maybe is becoming. These days is nowadays, these days, maybe.
So when we use last 10 years or something like that, we use present perfect?
Yes, normally we use the present perfect. In the last 3, if you want to talk about the change from 10 years ago, because when you say in the last 10 years, it's a bit, and you're talking about the change, it's like saying since. It's like saying fast food has become much more popular since 2010. Do you get the idea?
Yeah.
It has the same meaning as since. But when you're using present continuous for change, it's not very specific. It doesn't give a time. You can check it here. It's becoming more popular every year. You can use every year, or you can say I'm blogging. No, not blogging. Are visiting these days. More and more are visiting. Another one. My blog is becoming more popular every year. So there are certain words you can use with this kind of present continuous, but some words you can't because they belong to the present perfect.
Okay.
So I'm going to just write them for you here for everyone, so they can help you. So you can use every year. This is good because it shows a change from year to year. More and more. It also shows a change. And the other one, these days. These are all useful word phrases, time phrases for present continuous. Okay, go ahead. You can try. And we'll go back to Hash.
The prices are increasing every year.
Okay, I use this. Prices are increasing.
Every day. Me, doctor.
Okay, go ahead. Think of another one, Malak.
Okay.
Organic food is being one of the important things that people buy from the supermarket.
Is becoming, you mean?
It's being.
You can't use being like that. being doesn't show changes. Being, you can use it with people. For example, let's say I have children in a class, right? And if I want to complain to a parent, I can say, Muhammad is being more and more difficult each day.
About change is using nowadays.
You can use nowadays too. Forgot to write nowadays.
Before.
Nowadays. Do you get the idea? So being in this situation, I think becoming is better. Organic food. Can you repeat it? Can you repeat your example?
Organic food is using nowadays.
Is?
Using.
Using what?
The organic food. Is using by people.
هنا نحتاجه passive. Is used.
Used.
Is being used more and more. خشتي في الباسيف انت اللي ما تحبيشي. Is being used more and more. Because when you use it like this, انت ما تكرتيش الagent. انت ما تكرتيش من اللي يستعمل في الorganic food. And also use the verb itself. It's not very. I mean, try to use another one, because with food, we don't use food. We usually eat it or consume it, right? So maybe if I want to use passive, I can say organic food is being consumed. And استعملت الpassive بالpresent continuous, right? Organic food is being consumed more and more these days. For example. Or if you want to use اللي هو popular, نقدر نقول مثلا organic food نستعمله العادي اللي مش الباسيف active. Organic food is becoming more and more popular these days, right? Or becoming more and more affordable. زل سعرها مثلا. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
Okay, let's go back to Malak and Hajar. Hajar, you didn't finish your example.
I will give you example.
Okay, go ahead. You can start.
Supermarkets are offering wide variety of food these days.
Okay. Good. Are offering a wide variety of food these days. This is a good example.
Okay.
All right. Are offering a wide variety of foods these days. Nice. Hajar, what's your example?
It's also about supermarkets. There is a lot of supermarkets. Sorry, forget it. There's a lot of supermarkets these days. No, not correct.
You can say more supermarkets are opening.
These days.
These days, yeah. More and more supermarkets are opening these days. Or you can say more and more people are opening, not people, maybe, businessmen. More and more businessmen are opening supermarkets in Tripoli these days, or in Libya these days. Maybe this is a good one. Sana?
Okay, I choose another thing from it's not like what written here.
Okay.
I want to talk about the behavior of people. People behavior changing more these days.
Okay, people's behavior is changing more and more these days. Yes. Or people's behavior is changing is, I think if you want to be a little more specific, you can say people's behavior is getting worse each year, or every year is getting worse. I think it's getting worse. I don't know if you agree or not. Or Dr. Sue's course is getting better and better each lesson, right? Or better and better each session.
We're getting.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Yes, you're the ones who are getting better, not me. So you can say we are getting better and better each month. So there's a change from each month, right? Or each week. We are getting better and better every month or every week or every course, for example. So مركزين انكم عاطينكم تمرين كامل على النقطة هذه لأنه هي الحقيقة النقطة الجديدة تاعت الإضافة. الباقي نوعا ما expanded ومعودينها، لكن هذه change over time لل present continuous بطريقة مشابهة لل present perfect. This is new. So my advice is, if you can, I think you should do some exercises. Even if you want to ignore everything else, do more exercises in this, because this is the new thing really today. The rest of it is, I think you kind of understood it, but the next one, but this one maybe you need a little more. So that's all for tonight. In our next lesson, we'll complete this exercise. We'll do the last exercise in this topic. We will talk about insomnia. Do you know insomnia? Do you know what it is? Yeah. All women have insomnia, I think. They either have insomnia or they're always sleeping. It's one of the two. Usually it's one of the two extremes. Anyways, so I'll see you.
Silent.
Sorry?
Just reply. I keep silent.
Yeah, no comments. You can say no comments. I don't like it, but no comments. Okay, so we'll do this in our next lesson. So have a good night,
Inshallah.
and we'll meet again on Saturday.
Inshallah. You too. Thank you.
Bye bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Yeah.
You
Good
too.
night.
Bye.
Thanks.